What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Deathring, and I am here today with...
Ninja Assassin.
We were pretty good friends in real life. He wanted to do a collaboration where we did a podcast, and I thought it was a great idea, so I was like, sure. I uploaded a few videos earlier this week explaining that we were going to... This is currently on Thursday the 20th. I said I was going to try to upload it Friday, and which I am. I'm going to be doing some editing and revising over it. The podcast isn't going to be live this time because we don't really have that many viewers, so I didn't really see the point of live streaming it and then going back and editing the live stream. I was just going to make a complete video and then just edit it afterwards and upload it to YouTube. So I hope that's not as big of a deal. What are we going to be doing today, Noah?
What we're going to be talking about today is the new Nintendo console that has come out today. Actually, was announced today. It was called the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, the Nintendo Switch. It released earlier today. It's 11 o'clock almost here. So when did it release? Around like...
It was like 11 or 12 this morning.
That's not bad.
It was in like UK time, I believe.
Possibly. They said that it's not launching anytime soon. Obviously, it's going to be launching next year around March.
Yeah, March 2017.
And they rumored it was going to be around $350. That's just rumors. I wouldn't take anything seriously until like the official website of Nintendo gives out the information, so you know it's a done deal.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the trailer today, and seeing basically what they did is they put the Wii and the Wii U together, and have now made a console that you can either use as a Wii or a Wii U, and take off the controls and play it with friends as like 2-player. So I think some people might be mad that they have a Wii and a Wii U, and now what they're really buying is the same thing. But
yeah,
together.
I feel like a lot of people would be pretty upset with that just because they dished out a lot of money. But I mean, nobody really expected this, so you can't really blame anybody.
Yeah, it's whatever. Basically, Nintendo, I think with this console, has pretty much set themselves up for a good, run for some money. Because, the Wii U was okay.
Yeah.
But, it wasn't anything special.
Yeah.
You got a tablet. Like, what else?
It was kind of a downgraded version of a console, or what people thought about a console. The main reason I see people were buying is because of Smash Bros. And all the other classics that came back, but you couldn't really play those. I mean, you could, but a lot of people wanted to try out the new revised versions instead of the old ones. We have a very annoying cat.
Pokemon.
Pokemons.
Alright. My bad.
It's fine. I was really surprised. The games that they showed off, like NBA and Skyrim, thought those were main title AAA games, and I didn't really expect Nintendo to go that route because they don't really do games like that on old consoles that I've seen.
Not really. Most of the time it's just like Sega. You have the little Legend of Zelda games, Mario Kart, stuff like that.
Like Capcom and stuff.
Yeah, Capcom stuff. But with the video that they played, they had some Skyrim. I guess maybe it was the
newer one.
The newer, remade one, I guess. Yeah. And they had NBA on there. That's kind of weird to have NBA on the Wii.
Yeah, I was really thinking, like if they were doing only select groups of games or just a lot of AAA title games, because that'd be pretty cool to play like Call of Duty on the go or like any game that I wasn't really able to travel with unless I had a console, like a full just 30-pound console. And I really think that'd be pretty intuitive for them to make something that compact and that small where you can just travel it, pick it up, go anywhere and just finish your game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool, unique style where you have the screen that would be your tablet. If you had, on the go, you could, kick out the little kickstand and play 2-player, or you could take the screen.
I'm gonna let you take over real quick. This cat is ridiculous.
Yep. So you could take, the 2 controller parts and stick them onto the pad and have like the Wii U style, and then set it down into the dock station and have a controller and play it as a console. Like you get a win-win situation. You get a controller, you get the pad where you can take anywhere, and then you got basically like a screen where you can play two players like anywhere. Like
It was up to like 4-player compatibility with 2 of them I saw. I don't like, you remember with the Game Boy where they had the LAN cables, like you can hook up your console and you can play games like connected. They showed that off and it looked like you could play up to 4 players on a single game. So that'd be pretty cool if like you were just with your friends and you had like 2 of them and the sides just come off and it's just like, hey guys, want to play a quick game? I don't know what the battery looked like. They obviously didn't show that off because it was just announced. They probably, I'd say around Christmas time would be, I'd say a good time. If it comes out in March, I'd say like halfway in between. They'd start leaking a little bit more information, how it runs, all its specs that it runs off of, and see what it'd be compared up to New Year's lineups of the new age consoles. It's obviously not going to be like beating them, but
oh no. I mean, you never know. This might be the year that Nintendo just goes through. You know?
But you got to think, Project Scorpio comes out next year for Xbox, and then the new PlayStation Pro is coming out later this year.
But I haven't heard about those.
You haven't? Project Scorpio was announced, but like I said, it's going to be later next year. That's where the Xbox One S came out earlier, and a lot of people have been buying that over the PlayStation 4 Slim because they know the PlayStation 4 Pro is coming out later this year. But Project Scorpio is coming out way later next year. So people are like, a new Xbox, why not? It's 40% smaller. It was runs in 4K, or upscales to 4K. The games look pretty nice for what a console can run.
Well, I mean, from what it looked like on the split, the graphics look great. Like, I think it said NVIDIA was working on the graphics for the...
Isn't it run by NVIDIA?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that's what it... I think that's who made the graphics as well. You know, critique the graphics in the game.
I don't really know all the specs of it. Like I said, they haven't really released that much information. Like, it just came out today. So you can only kind of guess about what it would run off. I don't really know what engine it would run off. If it's... Because it looked like it was a DS kind of, where you just insert games.
Yeah, I saw that as... That may be what it is, because he did click, like in the airport part, he did click a game in there. And that's the only way you'd be able to play on the go anyways.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to really have internet wherever you went.
So maybe there's no more disc? I don't think there was a disc slot for the Nintendo split.
No.
It's all going to be little cards now.
So that'd be pretty cool. You can really put any game, well I wouldn't say any game, because they're pretty small, but...
Yeah.
You could play a decent amount of games if you were able to transport them on the go, and you know, with new age technology, you're able to just kind of fit things into smaller and smaller sizes nowadays. There was a few name companies that they listed on their official website. It was 505 Games, Activision Publishing Incorporated. You have you have Bandai Namco, you have Bethesda, you have Capcom, you have. There's a lot more, but I'm just naming off one of the more popular ones that people would know.
Electronic Arts.
You got Electronic Arts. You have... Where is it?
You got Konami.
You got Konami. And... Where is it? You have Sega. You have Square Enix. And there was one more, I think. Telltale Games and Ubisoft and Warner Brothers. And I think that was...
You got THQ as well.
THQ. And then those were the main titles that people were... Out of all these, there was around 30 they listed, but I just picked the most popular ones that people would know the best. And that's really it that we know of so far. The games look pretty great, to be honest. They run smoothly. I don't really know what it's running, because like I said, I haven't seen the specs, but hopefully we can see that later on near Christmas. That'd be pretty interesting. I'm really interested in seeing how this console works.
I might have to get me one.
I would definitely have to get me one. It'd probably be a trend for a while. People having these, because they're like bigger versions of. It's like a PSP and the Wii U combined, or a. A DS and
DS.
It's like a DS and a Wii U combined. That's pretty cool, because a lot of people like the Wii U gamepad, and obviously people like the portability of a DS.
Yeah. I think people will buy it. I'm actually thinking about getting me one.
I just really need to know the price because if it's around $500, that's really expensive for a gaming console that might not be able to play everything I want. Because I can buy a PS, not a PS4, a Xbox One S for $500, or a PlayStation 4 Pro, not Pro, PlayStation 4 Slim for around $400, or 400, $500, and they come with like a terabyte of memory.
I
And
believe so.
like I said, we gotta wait for more information, see how much this would hold. Because if they're just little cartridges, it doesn't need a lot of, because all the cartridges are where those games save.
Yeah. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool to see. You know, they get rid of disc. I would assume.
Yeah.
I don't think they have a place to put it in a disc.
Yeah, I don't really know. It's something to look out for.
Definitely. I think maybe the next podcast we might have more information on that.
Definitely.
We'll try to keep up with it, I would say. It's something to look into.
So the next topic we were going to talk about is, of course, everybody's watching it, everybody's listening to it, everybody's playing it. It's going to be Infinite Warfare. I know I've already talked about this earlier this week on my just main channel, but I wanted to go into more discussion with a friend and see other people's perspective onto the game. And I feel like I left out a few things on the subject that I really wanted to put in later on. So this is going to be a main, all just grouped together a bunch of information that we know of how the beta's gone so far, which doesn't sound very good. A lot of people were waiting like almost 2 hours after they said the beta would release, and they still weren't able to play online. And a lot of people were very pissed at them.
I mean, you know, that's how betas go. You can't always, you know, have a perfect launch to a beta.
True.
It's not always gonna, you know, just work out and, you know, go smoothly. Sometimes there's gonna be bumps, but they've been constantly updating it.
Yeah.
You know, every night, you know, they'll be like, all right, we'll do a little bit more updating here and a little more over here. And, you know, they're trying to critique it and make sure that, you know, when tomorrow basically we'll know. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. So it's Thursday now.
Yeah,
so
it's Thursday. It's almost Friday.
The beta comes out for free on PS4. So
I'm definitely gonna have to try that out.
oh, I'm gonna play it. Like, you know, I'm gonna play the beta. I played Black Ops 3 beta, and it was great. I think Black Ops 3 beta was better than Black Ops 3 itself. But the zombies,
Definitely would
I
agree.
can't get enough of. I'm running off of no sleep because of the zombies.
This
right
man
now.
has been up for around 42 hours.
It's not fun. But back to the, you know, Infinite Warfare. I watched some dude play the beta, and I mean, it looks like AW movements kind of to me, but also a little Black Ops 3 thrown in there. It really reminds me of AW. And I
Yeah.
don't know how I really feel about that.
A lot of people said, to be honest, that the guns were fairly boring, that they didn't seem to have any originality to them, and the camos are disgusting. They looks like a 5-year-old just painted a gun and just dumped a paint can on it. It's very nasty. It seems like it's sloppily put together, but at the same time, they could have just put that into the beta, so you don't really know what the final camos are. That's just a guess if they were to do that. I hope they do, because the camos look like, what's the point of even trying to obtain these?
Exactly.
They're pretty nasty. And a lot of people, like I said, they said the guns are fairly boring. There's a lot of people say that you can die very fast in that game, faster than Black Ops 3, to be honest.
Well,
and Infinite Warfare or Advanced Warfare.
Well, see, I think because me and Brent were talking about it, one of our friends, we were watching Kurt's brother play, and you don't regenerate health, and if you do, it's very slow. So if you get shot by somebody else and you live and kill them, you know, you win the gun battle, the next person you see, you're probably going to die, because like the health does not regen. You have like if you aim over, like when you play the beta, when you go to shoot at somebody, you're gonna see their health bar drop.
I think the health bars are really weird. Like, unless there's something to take it away, like a perk or an attachment, how would people be able to do, like, quote-unquote ninja diffuses or just sniping, like if they were in a bush? You would be able to see their health bar.
I haven't really looked into it like that. I'll test it out this weekend, but I don't know. Like,
Possibly,
I think you have to hit them for it to appear. I'm not sure.
Maybe. Possibly if they were crouching or prone, you wouldn't be able to see it, but if they were just standing up, the health bar would appear.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have cold blood in the game, too. That might make it
I haven't really researched it.
I looked through all the perks and stuff before, but as I said before, the beta comes tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be playing it, but COD 4 is really what I'm looking
Oh
forward
yeah,
to
definitely.
out of this whole $80 experience.
Yeah, the $80 thing's a little overkill. I really hate the fact that they would bundle it in together like that, but I guess they're not really gonna just split them apart because they've worked so long on Infinite Warfare. They're not just gonna throw it out on a separate disc because a lot of people won't buy it. And
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I'll still play it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm definitely not gonna play it like any normal Call of Duty. I'll probably play the campaign once. I'll play a little bit of the multiplayer, try to get some cool gameplay, and then mainly just move over to Modern Warfare.
I was talking to a dude in GameStop, and he said that more than likely they're gonna release COD 4 on disc, but it's gonna be like 6 months, close to a year after people have already been playing it. I'm not waiting that long.
I'm definitely not waiting that long.
$80 is just gonna have to be. I'm gonna play Infinite Warfare for the story. I'm gonna grab the nuke. I'm gonna get a couple of them, get some gameplays like you said, and I'm COD 4 son. Like I'm GBs. That's where I'm.
It's definitely going to be something to. I mean, you could play all that. I just don't really want to spend $80 right now just to play a campaign.
Oh yeah, no, I'm straight on that. Like I don't want to do that.
No.
I'll play it when it comes out.
But the majority of people don't really seem to like Advanced or Infinite Warfare. I mean, what a surprise!
Yeah, it's same thing every year.
Yeah. I was watching White Boy's video and he's like, he didn't even finish the beta and he said this might be the last Infinite Warfare game you see from me. He didn't even like it. He said he might enjoy it for a month, but like any Call of Duty, you really only kind of play it for a month and then it just kind of dies off in interest.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
Yeah. So he was like, I don't know if I'd be able to play I mean, the specialists, they're ridiculous. Just anything with the exosuit is ridiculous. That's the main reason why I hate Advanced Warfare. And I'll link a video right here to see my Advanced Warfare video. I describe everything I hate about exosuits and how they discuss the game. It's ridiculous. Back to the subject, though. Just Infinite Warfare looks like a game that just was not sloppily put together because obviously they put a lot of work into it. But I mean, they couldn't even come up with their own original what's it called, like a secondary game. Like Treyarch had zombies and then Ghost had Extinction, but the second Treyarch was done with their zombie story, just Infinity Ward was just like, let's do that. That's not original. Your zombies mode, I don't really know. I mean, it could be fun, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not going to compare to like Black Ops Zombies. That's not going to be a thing.
Well, they've been making this game for a while now.
Yeah, true.
You can't really put that on them. Yeah, they didn't, make up their own concept of, like a secondary, game to Call of Duty.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't really think about it.
It's been in development for a while. So I mean, yeah, they didn't come up with something original, but it's you can't really blame them.
I'll still play it. Don't get me wrong. Zombies anytime sounds fun, and I'll still test it out. Now, if it's a little too, I would say ridiculous, like Advanced Warfare Zombies, I can't play that. Advanced Warfare Zombies was just that was too intense. It got too intense way too fast. Like round 15 was, if you get stuck for 2 seconds, you're dead.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not.
I don't like talking about it.
That's not. I
think the highest round I got to was like 28.
Yeah, it's so hard. Burger Town, bro, with a freaking giant ass dude just comes around.
What I really liked was MW3's their survival mode.
I didn't really get into that.
I mean, like, I just thought it was like I said, the originality thing. I thought that was pretty interesting. Like, nobody else had something like that, and like you had, it's not like it was infinite, but you had a goal to achieve because it would eventually end. I mean, like, a lot of people didn't like Extinction either, but I played the heck out of it. I played the crap out of Extinction. I just really like the objective-based kind of game modes where it's just like you have something to work for. I mean, Zombies is fun, don't get me wrong, but once you're into the higher rounds, you're just kind of running in circles.
Well, really it just depends on if you do the Easter egg.
I mean, yeah, the Easter eggs are fun, but in the new Black Ops, the Easter eggs, yes, they end the game, but they're very, very hard with only select amounts of people.
Yeah, because me and Brent have been trying to do it, just us two, and we can do it, but we need more people, I think. And he also believes that we need more people. So, it depends on how you play the game, really.
Yeah. Next topic we were going to talk about, we might come back to Infinite Warfare because that's just kind of a big subject. But the next topic we were going to talk about is, it's been out for a while now. When it released, April 12th, I think, on my birthday.
I believe so.
It was No Man's Sky. Yes, it's kind of an old topic to speak of, but just randomly thought about it because I just realized myself that I only played the game for around 3 hours. I spent $60 on this game first day it came out. I played for 3 hours with this man. We were in a Steam chat, or not Steam chat, Skype chat, and we were just playing it. I have never touched that game after that day.
I played it for a while. It took me a while to get used to it and figure out what I'm doing, and then once I started catching on, I was like, all right, I know what I'm doing, and I traveled pretty far. I got to a good distance, but I was like, but this is just the same shit.
Spoiler alert, when you get to the center of the galaxy, it reverses you. You don't get to travel there. It reverses you out, pans you out, puts you into basically how you started the game. You have a ship that's completely broken. It has so many materials just to fix. So it basically strands you on that little place. That's the end of the game. It is ridiculous. It's stupid. I watched
all that hype.
I know, right? Like, you have to travel a decent amount. I also didn't really like the fact that it was kind of just the same objective, build a
hypercore
and
something like that,
and just travel, keep shooting. Like,
it really wasn't worth it.
I'd say if it was like $40, that's probably a better price range, maybe.
Depending on how you play it.
Yeah, it really depends. As for this article, I'll link it down in the description if you want to read it. It was the biggest launch game on Steam of 2016. It launched with a little over, or close to, 213,000 players. It went down 88% in less than 2 weeks. Yes, that sounds like a lot. But it said by August 11th, there were 213,000 people, and by August 22nd, there was barely 26,000 people. It sounds like a lot to drop, but to be honest, a lot of games do this, and it's just not as recognizable because it's not in 2 weeks, and it's not as hyped up, so people aren't talking about it constantly.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why mostly the population died over No Man's Sky, because it was extremely hyped up. It was overhyped. People thought it was going to be the game that beats all space games, and people were, I feel like, disappointed when they found out it was just kind of an arcade-style game. I mean, I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, I feel you there. And, it compared to other games, every company has their games where, they're not going to, do so well. And, there's lots of games that end up like No Man's Sky. So it's not like No Man's Sky by itself completely failed.
Oh yeah, no.
There are a lot of more other games that, from the article it says that No Man's Sky may not be catering as badly as it appears. Far Cry Primal saw its peak player count slide 82% over the first month. Fallout 4 dropped 74. Battleborn slid 82. Metal Gear Solid, which I hugely really wanted to come out, and it really I was happy because I got the game, and I've waited a long time for Metal Gear Solid 5.
Definitely.
But it just wasn't as good as Metal Gear Solid 4 and down. It just wasn't a
It was a good game.
It wasn't as it should have been.
Especially for when it came out.
Exactly. It was just awful.
Yeah, it's I feel like when was Metal Gear Solid 4 released?
Wow.
A long time ago.
Yeah, that was.
Well,
A
no,
long
there were
time
games
ago.
in between it, right?
I mean, you had Metal Gear Solid Rising, but that wasn't.
That wasn't like it.
It wasn't a Metal Gear Solid game. Well, it was a Metal Gear Solid game. It just wasn't that
The
Metal Gear.
style.
It wasn't in the story. It was Raiden or Raiden. I forgot how you say his name. It was his side.
So it wasn't really the Metal Gear.
It wasn't the Metal Gear
series.
the franchise. It wasn't
Yeah.
the franchise. It was a spin-off. But Metal Gear Solid Rising was good too. They really did a good story for Raiden, and like the boss fights were. They were a little strange, but you got used to it, and
Yeah.
you could kick some major ass in that game. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, going back to No Man's Sky, yes, it failed, but how hard did it really fail? Like,
It 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 failed just because it was overhyped. I said.
I think it was because they took away the multiplayer aspect.
Yeah,
Like,
but like
saying
even if they were every single person in this whole entire planet playing that game, 7.5 billion people. There's 18 quintillion planets. The likelihood of you running into a decent amount of people was very low,
this
unless
is
you
true.
unless you all spawn in the same spot. But if you all did that, then also it would be extremely hard to run a server that size.
But I think what really fucked it up was that they said there was going to be a multiplayer
Yeah,
aspect. And then when they changed their mind like that, people were like,
It definitely would have been more fun if I could have teleported to like say a player and like invited them to my party and just like we worked together to break down materials and like because by yourself to be honest there wasn't actually a lot of like people in the game that you met. I mean the only time you'd really meet people is if a mission required it or you just kind of went to a
walk
space
up
station.
into one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really the only time you met people, and the only time you could really interact with people was buying their materials and
Learning their language.
yeah, and it didn't really seem like it was that big of a deal to learn the language, so a lot of people didn't really. I mean, unless I stumbled upon something where I learned a word, I wouldn't really go and advance to find out.
I learned a lot. Eventually, I was able to create like a sentence, I believe. I had one full sentence at one point, I think. Then I quit playing the game because tedious shit.
Yeah, it's just kind of the same thing, just kind of flying down to a planet, breaking down the same materials, building again. Like, you can go to the end of the game with the same shit that you started out with.
Yep.
I didn't really see an objective, but I don't think they really gave it an objective. They were just like, you can do whatever you want. It's just kind of like a Minecraft spin-off, if you think about it.
Technically.
It's just like you can go down to a planet. There was no building aspect though, which are
That's what was a little weird. Like you're gonna put where you can break down stuff, but you can't build things.
now if I
like
was able to build things, I feel like the game would have had a little bit more spice to it. Like I could build my own space, or I mean, just anything. To be honest, like just me being able to break down anything and everything, but not being able to place anything was just kind of
It was kind of weird.
it's kind of boring and didn't seem like it had a lot of thought put into it. I don't know. The game was kind of a letdown for me, to be honest.
I agree. I don't. I really wish I didn't spend my $60.
Yeah, I tried to do a refund, like, because I was still in the time limit. I only, like, a week later, but this thing really messed me up. You can't have it over 3 hours and get a refund. And I was really disappointed, so I was like, I guess I'll keep the game.
I mean, it's you learn to not fall for the stupid.
I mean, I'm still going to buy
Ooh.
Star Citizen.
Uh,
Like, because
that's all you.
I haven't really looked into it, but hold up. I'll show you a video after the podcast, alright? Podcast is almost closing because we have almost run out of topics to speak about. Unless you got...
I got one thing I want to talk about, and it's crazy because I hated the first game. I really despise the first game, but I'm really looking at the second one, and it blew my mind because I watched the trailer for it, and it's Titanfall.
Oh, Titanfall, yeah.
Titanfall 2, that game, it looked good. It looked fun. The first Titanfall, no, I would not touch it.
First Titanfall looked a little bland, to be honest.
It did. Nobody it was good for a month.
It was good for a month, and then
Everybody quit.
All of it.
Everybody.
It just like there's nobody playing the game anymore.
I think there is. I think
Like,
there's some people playing it, but
On the
just,
Xbox, like there's
yeah.
not really a lot of people playing it anymore. Like I know there's like a decent amount still on computer,
Yeah,
but for the console wise, I feel like it failed because
it just wasn't.
it just seemed too bland. Like
Yeah,
it's really hard to describe, but it was just like movements were blocky and you couldn't do too much with all the event. Like you could fly around, jump giant buildings, and
Yeah,
have a giant robot, but you couldn't do anything with it. Like the robot couldn't move as fast, and all it did when you just jumped out of it and exploded. That's pretty basic.
all I gotta say is I'm really waiting on the second one.
The second one looks really fun, especially with the
looks
grappling hook.
promising.
You can swing around.
The second one looks promising. I think I might get it.
I will definitely try it out
If
because
they
it's
have
coming
a
on all
beta,
consoles.
If they have it on beta, I'll play the beta and then I'll see. But other than that, I'm gonna have to let it come out.
When is the date supposed to be? Because I don't know the exact date.
I couldn't tell you.
I'm gonna look it up real quick. Titanfall 2. It is supposed to be released October 28th. That's its
8 days.
That's its initial release date. Is this supposed to come out in 8 days?
Here, click the Titanfall 2. Right here. Yeah.
Let's check this out. If it's supposed to come out in 8 days, yeah. I might have to buy this.
It looks really good.
It really does.
If you guys haven't seen the trailer for Titanfall 2 or what was the other game we talked about?
We talked about the Nintendo Switch.
Oh yes, the Nintendo Switch. Go watch both of those. Really, like the
Definitely.
the Nintendo Switch is like it's an upgrade for Nintendo.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think
they really needed this.
I think this is what their sales are really gonna skyrocket. They're gonna make some good money, and all those companies they had, supporting that system.
Oh yes, definitely.
Let their games play. No, there's
Like
no way they
Ubisoft
don't have
Ubisoft and Bethesda, like just them.
Just them.
Those are huge companies.
EA, Activision, Konami, like yes,
Capcom.
please, bro. Capcom, all those games.
Like they have a lot of big brands backing them.
Oh yeah, all of them. So it could be good. And Titanfall 2, for real, go look it up. Infinite Warfare, don't even care about it.
Nah, Call of Duty 4.
all day, bro, all day.
So that's really about it. That's all we really wanted to talk about, and I think the podcast went pretty well.
I think it did too. I think we did, I think we did a good job for our first try.
Yeah, for our first try, you wanted to try to do this either every week or every other week.
I mean, we could do it every week.
We will try to do it every week. I'm not going to make a giant promise on that because he has a different job than me. We have different schedules, but
If we have to, we can do over a video call. I have to get me a camera soon.
definitely. But if that doesn't work out, like just say a week from now, there will at least be once a week or once every other week. You will never go 3 weeks without
Exactly.
a podcast.
We are going to start numbering them and putting them in a playlist.
Definitely.
So, let us know how we did.
Oh yeah, feedback
We
is
can't.
always welcome.
Obviously, we don't know how well we did. We just assume we did decent. I think we did pretty good. I think as
For our first try,
our
it seemed
first
pretty
try,
well.
we did a good job. But let us know. Leave a like.
Or leave a dislike because I just need to know what your personal opinion
exactly.
is.
We need to know if we're doing a good job or a bad job. So like or dislike. And it's gonna be on both of our channels. His is
Death Ring, and this is
Ninja Assassins.
I will link both of our channels down in the description if you want to check out his or my channel.
Same
more.
if you're watching my video. His channel will be in my description. And go subscribe. Hit him up with a subscribe.
Definitely need all the
All,
subscribers I can
all the
get.
help you can get. We're starting out. We gotta
work hard.
work hard for this shit.
But leave a comment down below if we did good or if we did bad. Positive or negative feedback, they're all positive to me because if you give me good negative feedback, it lets me know what I did wrong and what I should improve on. and that really helps me out for the future of my channel. So I'm not boring people consistently. Like
Exactly.
if we talk too slow, or if like our subjects were too out of date, like No Man's Sky. Like if somebody doesn't want to hear about that, I mean, some people might, but the majority don't like hearing about pretty old news. Sorry, we didn't talk about the debate. I don't want to. That's complete trash. But anyway, like if we don't want to talk about current date stuff or all that other jazz, just leave a comment down below, positive or negative. It helps out my channel, benefits everybody else. So, thank you guys for watching, and peace out.
Deuces.